Have you ever played a video game? Let's assume you haven't, and you're playing a game for the first time. How do you move? You'll quickly find it's the joystick. And voila, you've mastered the fundamental part of playing any game ever. Movement. Now, that's all really stupid, of course. If you clicked on this video, you've played a game before. And there's a really funny video making fun of a video almost exactly like this, doing a mock deep dive into the mechanics of jumping in video games. And I have no rebuttal for that. This video is exactly that. It's just something I found mildly interesting while partaking in my favorite hobby. I play a lot of games, believe it or not, and a lot of the times multiplayer games that I play by myself in my studio apartment after work. But every once in a while with friends too.
What are we buying?
Like
Silk.
spice.
Silk.
Silk? You said spice!
I said spice the first time, I meant silk.
It was one of those such occasions, playing games with my older brother over Christmas and New Year's, that something kind of random caught my eye. Throughout the day, we'd been alternating between games of Smash and Zombies. I won every time, of course, he's pushing 30. When I saw myself slide canceling on my brother's screen during a round of Keno.
8 rounds of Keno.
It looked pretty funny, seeing my slide and jump across the stage, and I never really stopped to think about the silliness of the action in such a gritty, realistic setting.
I would not want to live in a world like this. This looks like Skibbity Toilet.
In fact, I've never thought about it ever in any game. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized I am always slide canceling in every game without even thinking about it at all. Is this an interesting revelation? Not really. But what is interesting is that the simple act of jumping and sliding/dashing basically fills about 80% of my gameplay and button pressing, and that it's present in basically every game I play. For simplicity, I'll compare the most important mechanic in competitive platform fighters, the legendary wave dash, to the omnipotent movement in Black Ops 3, just because that's the shooter I play the most with those mechanics. If you're a developer, here's the formula for slightly more complex movement mechanics. You have number 1, the sprint, number 2, the jump, and number 3, the dash or slide. And boom kaboom bing bam, you just made Titanfall 3. Or Melee 2. You see, I just played a silly trick where the things I listed could be for a shooter, or for a platform fighter. Isn't that funny? But they're not really the same thing, are they? A million people have made videos about the origins of the wave dash. Everybody knows it already. But what about slide canceling? Well, the Google search I made said it started in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which I don't think is true, but you know, who even cares? Slide canceling is lame and gay. Everybody knows that. But isn't it interesting that it's just like wave dashing in Smash? Isn't that interesting? I wrote down this idea in my notes app to make a video about it when I got home from Christmas at my parents' house, and I realized it's not really all that interesting, nor do I know how to make it interesting, other than making it funny. But if I end the video now, it would be like 3 minutes long, so I gotta find something. Video games often reflect the real world, but what about wave sliding, canceling, dashing, jumping? Well, believe it or not, it is in fact real. Check this out. You see, I just demonstrated an RWWD, a real-world wave dash. How is this useful? Well, when my apartment is being broken into and there's neutral area between us, I have to make sure to perfectly space out my tipper to launch him down the stairs. And there's also RWSC, which stands for Randy Worcester Slide Cancel. I don't know why it's called that, that's just what it says on the wiki I found. In real life, this was used by the US military during World War II. You know, when Richthofen started resurrecting the dead with Element 115. Go pick up a history book, dumbass. You didn't know zombies were real? Which explains its historical accurate depiction in Call of Duty. And there's one thing that brings these two together. It's the need to keep pressing buttons on a controller even when there's nothing going on. So I hired an artist to draw slide canceling as a sexy military officer and dash dancing as a chubby space furry. And they're in love, and they have a kid named Mike, and he plays Counter-Strike.